Alright, here we go. Hey guys, this is Revolver Roach. I'm back. Still alive. Things happened. I lost everything. Long story. I'll get to it someday. But for now, let's rebuild this. Okay, so what we have in front is a brand new Unity project. And we're going to rebuild the game. Madness Retaliation 2. Got the project name set up. Now we need our packages. We'll get Pro Builder, Input System, and Sin Machine. All right, double check, install. Okay, things are running, things are installing. So while this installs, let's just go over what is this video. This video is me just making the thing. Right now, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not gonna do any real video editing, maybe speed up a couple sections, maybe cut out wait times, but for now it's just raw upload of a video of me programming a video game for the internet. Okay, imports getting ready. We're gonna have a pause here when the input system installs, and then you need to switch over to player settings and then switch this over to input system new. Must be restarted. Apply. All right, so we got our packages installed. Input system is restarted. So let's do our organization. Lights, cameras, action. Nope. Canvases. This should be system. And this is geometry. Got our first text mesh. This will be our to-do list. So to do, first thing on our to-do list is game state handler, always. Second thing will be our pawns. Third thing would be clickable objects. Then once we can click on them, we should be able to give them orders. Give orders. All right, that's going to be the foundation of our combat engine. This canvas will rename it to canvas dev. Give it sort order 1 so that it's front of other canvases. Make sure that this text mesh is not a raycast target. Let's label this as TMP to do. For the canvas dev, we want it to scale with screen size. 1920, 1080. We're designing for modern screens. And let's max this out. All right, see it here clearly. Okay, now we need a new canvas that does the same thing. 1920 by 1080. Let's update this to-do list. Game state handler. The second thing I want to do is main menu and gameplay overlay. That'll make pawns number 3, 4, 5. All right. Event system. Update it. Use a new system. It's in systems. We're going to create an empty here. Game state handler. That'll lead us to our first script. Let's create a folder for scripts. And this will be our game state handler script. Okay. Now, what do we want here? Erase all of that built in. So, game state handler will transition us between our screens. So we need a reference to game name, game object, screen main menu, and a game object, not game menu, gameplay overlay. Okay. We'll give it some methods to do this, go to main menu, go to gameplay. Set active, true, active, false. Then when we go to gameplay, the opposite. So what have I been doing these years? I'm a couple of years late on my deadline. Well, staying alive. That's what I've been doing. All right, this looks good to me. We save it, pop in the game state handler. Then we need to make our actual screens. Let's go to UI. This will be screen, main menu, full black, make it full screen. Give it a big button. Big button. This button will go to gameplay. Let's just call it new game. New game. Alright, we know what this does. First, let's make it big. Nice. Then, call it new game. And then auto size. Right. We don't care how it looks right now. Our next screen will be gameplay. Just for consistency, lowercase p. Gameplay overlay. This button, let's drop it down lower right. And let's call this back to main. Text on it will be back to main menu. Sorry, got a little burp there. All right. Excuse me. All right. So these two buttons, on click, will reference game state handler and call the function. This will go to gameplay. This will go to main menu. Simple enough. Start, save. First off, let's go to build settings. Let's check our editor and check this box so that our play mode is a little faster. Okay, no errors, except that we started on gameplay. What we want to do is immediately on start, go to main menu. In this video, I'll be going over what I'm doing. I'll be talking over it, explaining some things, but I don't think this is necessarily going to be a tutorial type video. A lot of resources out there if you want to learn how to program a game. This will not be one of them. It's just you watching me work. That's interesting for you? Like and subscribe? I don't know. Early days, early days. All right. We're transitioning between new game and main menu. Great. Let's go back here. Let's make sure that this doesn't have a background. Remove that and the canvas render. When I click new game, all right, we see the play field. All right, so that's the game state handler done. And these two menus, two screens, done. So that's two to-do lists. Let's work on our play field. I'm going to call this canvas main. Then let's clap this. Now that. Let us disable these. All right. That should give us what we want. Now, our geometry. First off, we want a big plane. This will be our combat grid. All right. We should put that on our to-do list. Stav, TMP to do. Renumber these. I'm sure there's a more elegant way to do this, but I don't know it. So our combat grid is 13 wide. A plane by default is on scale 10, or size 10 rather, on the default Unity unit grid. So this needs to be scale 1.3. And then it is 6 deep, which makes this 0.6. For clarity, let's make a material. That means a materials folder. Pop in a new material. We'll call this combat grid. I just realized I'm not sure if my cursor appears. Let's double check. Whoop, that's my cursor. All right, great. Okay, combat grid. Apply this. Combat grid uses the grid box default. This comes with Pro Builder. Make it like a maroon. What is this? All right, smooth this off. Tiling, 13 wide, 16 deep. Sorry, 6 deep. If I take a look at this in the scene view, I remove the grid overlay. All right, I see that. I see that grid. It's good to me. Now, next, let's create another plane. This will be just world plane. Now, let's duplicate this. Call it world plane. Black. Tiling. No one cares. World plane over here. You're centered. Scale. Let's make you big. And drop you down by 0.1. These are the floor. They do not cast shadows. So, got our stuff right there. We need our overhead camera now. UI, nope, sorry, Cinemachine virtual camera, VCM. It is going to look at the combat grid and follow the combat grid. Aim doesn't matter. This is lock target, no roll. Let's move you up just a little bit. 7. All right. Now, FOV. We want it to be close up, right? Don't want a ton of perspective here. So let's do 30, right? Then let's move offset back a little. Okay. How do I want this? I want the aim to be at the back. So I'm gonna do Z3, right? Yeah, that looks good. All right, then let's move this back. More vert. I want to see that grid clearly. There's some experimentation here. I think 12 is good, and then -16 here. All right, that looks good to me. It's within the safe zone. Got space to work with. Yeah, great. All right, that's our combat grid. World plane. We can lock those off. We're not gonna mess with those. Let's make our first pawn. So you, my friend, are gonna be our character. So let's give you a capsule. It's gonna be your body. Gonna give you a sphere. It's gonna be your head. Mark, let's label stuff. Body, head. This is purely visual, so you don't need colliders. Okay. Then let's zoom in a little bit. So that's pawn body. Move you up a little bit. Move that head up. Get a side view. Okay, Z, which is the blue, that's forward. Alright, where are you? About there, right? For Madness character. Give you a little tilt. Okay, let's give you hand. And let's give you a foot. Okay, let's do some materials now. Material new. This is pawn head. Pawn body. Pawn hand. Pawn foot. Foot is the darkest. We'll give it 8. Pawn body, little lighter on the gray. So let's do, let's double it, 16. And head is obviously white, so that's a perfect 100. And we'll drop it down, 88. All right. Hand, head, body, foot. Excellent. So hand is going to be, first of all, it's kind of like half size, right? And then it's going to be skinny on the x-axis, so let's make it 0.22, sure. Then our foot, let's do it a 0.6, and then maybe a 0.3 on the y. Okay, and then let's make this 0.15 just so that it's above the plane. Right? Take our foot. Should be skinnier, right? Let's make this like 0.4. I want it a little flatter. 225. It's 125. All right, excellent. So let's duplicate the hand. Hand right, hand left. Foot right, foot left. Right foot, left hand, right hand. Okay, side view, hand right, hand left. Somewhere around there. Foot right, foot left. Somewhere around there. Should be a little higher. You know what? These are too big. 0.4, 4. Okay. Right. Move you in and left. Get a top view, hand right, left. Let's turn. Give you a turn. 2, 1, 2. Okay, looks like a weird penguin, but you know what? Works for me. I don't like the angle here. All right, let's knock you back just a little bit, and then you know what? I'm just gonna freehand it. Right. Over here. Okay, doesn't need to be perfect. This is placeholder. All right, so that's our pawn model. Let's create a pawn object, put that model in there, and then let's set this as a prefab folder. The first prefab. Double check that we have no stray colliders. We have a bunch of stray colliders. All right, removing that. Pawn model. You are a prefab now. Pawn. You're also prefab. Excellent. All right. Our pawn, by default, is facing right side. Then, on the grid, be scaling small. Too small. It'd be like 0.7. And all of this in the pawn model, put back just a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. That is our madness pawn. So what have we done in our to-do list? We've got combat stage and pawns. All right, a pawn. So next step, make it clickable. New script, clickable. Let's just say object. Clickable object. All right. Clickable object. Let's implement the built-in eye pointer. Let's do click. And control period, implement interface. I just want to see if I click the thing right now. Okay, debug log. To make sure that this works, we need a collider. Okay. So our pawn needs a collider first. Nope, not a box collider. Let's do capsule. Okay. Let's look at it. All right, from the top. It's fine. Cover this. Looks pretty good. We can shrink it down to maybe like that. Just knock off some of the back there. All right. I think that is a good enough collider. It's not gonna be a physics collider. Does this work with a trigger? I don't know. Let's work on that a little later. First, I do know that for this script to work, we need a physics raycaster from this camera, from the main camera. So save it, press play, click this, not happening. Because we did not install the script. That's on me. Save, play, new game, click this. I am clicking the pawn, great, excellent. Okay. What's next? So, we have clickable objects. We need to be able to assign them behaviors. So we're gonna do serialized field unity event, do on click. When I click the thing, it will invoke the do on click unity events. Put the question mark in so that if there are no events assigned, then we don't get an error. All right, let's test it out. When I click this, you will set yourself to not active. Play. Oop, click, you gone. All right, excellent. All right. So let's go back to our to-do list. So giving orders is a multi-stage process. First, we need to record the selected pawn. Then, and specifically, it's the player pawn. If clicking an enemy pawn, try an action with selected pawn, right? If clicking an enemy pawn A, set as target, B, by an action with selected pawn. Alright, simple enough. Okay, so let's do a selection handler. Wow. We just have a tropical storm leaving the country, or left the country last Thursday, but you know, weather's still pretty bad, so you're gonna hear some thunder maybe. Don't know if that's picking up on the mic. Alright. Selection handler. Gonna go in system. Make this selection handler. Give it this. So that. Selection handler. We'll take a serialized field, game object, selected player pawn. Then we'll get a bit some function. Let's say select player pawn. Simple now. This will take a game object, and we'll just say select player pawn equals object. Cool. If selected player pawn is already the object, then let's do debug log already selected. Object.name is already selected. Else selected. All right. That's fairly simple. Let's go back to our play field. So this pawn, when you click it, tells the selection handler to select it. And the object to select is itself. Call this player pawn 1. Ooh, reminds me. Field settings, player settings. Go to editor and make sure our object naming is .1. No space. Thank you. So this is player pawn.1. If I click it, this should update. Click. You are selected. Excellent. Now, if we have... Ooh. Alright. So right now, I'm going to make duplicates. Also, I'm going to start... You know what? Let's switch this around. You are now player pawn 0. And you are now on top. Okay. So, let's... So, we want X and 0 to be the lower left of the combat grid. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this combat grid. Let's go to top view. And let's move you right there. You know what? You should also move, my friend. Where's my camera? Okay, camera is good. So if your position is 0, 0, that's this spot. Great. Okay, let's arrange these characters like the old game, like MR1. You would be here. You would be here, I think. And then you are up a little. And you are on the top. I'll have to relook at my old game, but I think that's correct. All right, so these are player pawns. You select yourself, player 2, pawn 1. All right. So if I test this out, nope, that's a save. Open. Okay, click this, player pawn 0. Okay, good, we are selecting our players. Now let's make a couple enemy pawns. Let's rename you enemy 0.0. Flip you over 90 degrees, rather 180. Then you should be, I'll just put you right here. One of your friends right there. We'll get someone low, someone high. There. Got a bunch of enemies now. Make sure that when you click them, right. So our next function is going to be public void select enemy pawn. Then it's going to take a game object and just call it obj. Now, if we don't have a select player pawn, then no, select a player pawn first. Return. Okay. So if it is not null, then debug.log object.name, sorry, selected player pawn.name interacts with object.name. That's what's supposed to happen. That feels true. All right. So, enemy. Selection handler. Let's select enemy pawn. All right, save, play. We have, let's click one of these guys. Okay, select the player pawn first. You are now selected. Okay, enemy 0, enemy 1, enemy 3. Cool. Save. Now, let's have, all pawns need to do similar things. So let's just create a parent class, pawn. Pop it. All right, we're in. Pawn. What do? You need a target. Target. Public void set target. You know what? Try action. Man, fat fingers. All right, try action on game object. If the target is not equal to the object, then target equals object. We do debug.log. The name of this thing, targets. All right. If target is not equal to object, then target. If it is the object, then just name of this thing say it shoots. That makes sense to me. Okay, Click this, click that. Interacts with, oh, we haven't hooked it up to the selection handler. All right. So if selected player pawn is not equal to null, then selected player pawn dot get component pawn. Question mark, try action with object. Okay, click you, click you. Dot get component. You know what? I don't think I have set up my pawns. So this is a pawn prefab. You do not have the script. Let's give it to you now. Save. Play again. Game. Click the spawn. Player 0 selected. Click that pawn. You target enemy 0. Target enemy 1. Target enemy 0. Click enemy 0 again. Okay, you do something. Great. Great, 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 great. Our last thing for today is move pawns. Yeah. Okay. So to move pawns, I need to be able to click on the grid. So that means I need to make the grid clickable. What's in the event data? Event data. Dot. What is this? It's a game object, position. I think that's the position of the click. You know what? All right. It's all well and good. This would work, making it a clickable object. But then I would have to do some math to figure out what grid box I click. So instead of that, I'm going to do something a little more complicated. I am going to... All right, let's do this. Let's create an empty. Clickable. No, let's do tile grid. That's it. You know what? Not even that. Tiles. Then let's make a cube. Why is it like that? I understand. All right, so let us delete that. Create an empty. A tile. Pop it over here. Let's make ourselves a cube. Let's call this tiles. Let's call this a tile. Then it has a box collider. Drop this down to 0.1. Okay. Then let's give it. Now, do I need a tile object? You know what? I think for now we don't. We might need one in the future. Yeah, we do. We will eventually need a tile object. So tile, because tiles will have like effects placed on them. So for example, like They could be occupied by a cover block. They could be occupied by smoke, fire, etc. All right, so let's just bite the bullet. So that's a tile. A tile is a type of clickable object, which means I should go to clickable object and make this protected. This protected, so that passes on to the tile. All right. Check that tile. All right. Do on click. Do on click. Tell the selection handler that you click the tile. Selection handler. Let's save. Let's do, so public void select tile. Come on autocomplete. All right, then this is going to be specific. It only accepts tiles. So if selected player pawn, you know what, this is exactly the same. Let's just paste that. Otherwise, selected player pawn should do something. Public void try move. That also means that we need to save this. Try move tile. So if, just so that this is clear, if target tile is equal to tile, sorry, it's not equal to the tile, come on, then target, you know, autofill was right. Target tile is equal to tile. Targets the tile. Return. Otherwise, I don't even have to do this. Actually moving just means transform dot position is equal to object dot position dot transform dot position. That's it. This is a teleport. This is not like a proper walk animation, but this should work. Right? Select tile. Try move. Name this. This just be object. This looks good to me. All right. So this tile, when I click it, it says select tile, and then it offers up itself. Play. Click that tile. Select the player pawn first. Click this player pawn. Click that tile. Player pawn targets tile. Moved. All right. Excellent. Let's make a confirm message there. Let's see. Moves 2. All right. Now, this tile, we'll name it, what is my convention? X and Y, right? So our first is going to be column, row. So this is 0, 0. Let's create an empty. Row 0. And in fact, let's prefab this. Name it tile. Simple. Row 0. 0, 0. Okay. And let's dupe it. Excellent. 13. Nope. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. That's row 0. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5. And let's fix these names. Tile. 1 dot. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is there a smart way to do this? Probably on validate, right? All right. Let's fix this. On validate. Name is equal to tile base plus transform.position.x plus period transform.position.yz. This should work, right? I got that backwards, I think. No, this is correct. Yeah, because X, Y, the column, row. I was actually doing it wrong earlier. All right. 0, da, 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 da. Row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. Excellent. All right. Lapse all that. Our tiles are good. I press over here. Click you. Okay, we're getting some responses. Now let's hide this mesh. Okay. Click here. Boom. Teleport around. All right. All right. So here's the basics of the system. We got our pawns, it's the combat system specifically. All right, we got our pawns. Our pawns can do something to the enemy. Our pawns can move around. Now, long way to go with this because we have to implement, the AP system action points. And then we're gonna have to implement all of the weapons, all of the skills, and then the interactions between weapons, skills, and armor. Stuff like that. But, that's for the next episode. So, if you enjoyed this, I'm going to be uploading about 4 of these a week, just 1 hour segments, 1.5. And I'm going to be remaking this game chunk by chunk. And then when I'm done, just release it. That's how we're going to proceed forward. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Revolver Roach, and I hope to see you again.